Hi there, I'm Shan Holderness, and welcome to Health Unravelled. I'm a nutritionist, counsellor, and eating psychology coach, and in my almost decade of experience in the health industry, have seen far too many women and men become consumed with weight loss, only to end up yo-yo dieting with disordered eating patterns and impinge and restrict cycles. This just breaks my heart, so I'm here to unravel everything you thought you knew about health and yourself, to help you start putting the pieces of the puzzle together and begin the process of aligning your mind, body, and soul, creating a happier, healthier you. So let's dive straight in. Hello and welcome back. It's so good to have you here. You might hear my dogs running up to me in the background. They just heard me say hello and they thought I was talking to someone and they didn't want to miss out on who that someone was. But it's just me talking to my microphone, which is saying hello to you. So thank you so much for being here. Before we get into today's topic, which is the healthiest way to lose weight, I have done a beautiful card reading for you. And the card I pulled is called The Dream. Something is revealed, insight, breakthrough. You'll soon break free from a situation that has been causing you concern. Something will be revealed either in a dream or through someone you know and trust. The information you receive will give you an insight into something that has remained hidden from you for some time. This will be a big relief for you as you realize that your concerns and fears were unnecessary and unfounded. All is well that ends well. However, do not forget this episode, for it is a recurring theme with you. The next time you are unsure of something, try to refrain from jumping to conclusions which are not based on fact. Also, pay attention to your dreams. Try to remember them as you wake up. With time, you'll intuitively learn their symbolic language. This message had been floating around in your dream state for some time. The affirmation that goes with this card says, I surrender my concerns and fears. All is revealed at the most perfect moment. All is well in my life. I choose trust over doubt. I remember my dreams and intuitively know their symbolic language. I love that card so much. I think that has to be one of my favorite ones I've ever pulled, to be quite honest. Sometimes I don't know. My intention when I pull them is to pull something that I know that you need to hear. Sometimes I read them though, I'm like, wow, I actually really needed to hear that. And that was one of them. And it was a beautiful reminder of the way in which I work with my clients by creating that space between reactivity and response. It's something that I teach a lot in the Reconnect group membership, where I hold meditation immersions every single month, where I actually teach the ability to connect back in with your intuition and to pause. And it's in that pause between a trigger and our response. It's in that pause where all of our power lies. And it plays back into weight loss so heavily because we're so reactive when it comes to weight loss. In my experience, it's just started pouring down with rain. If you're in Brisbane, you'll know it's been a bit like that for the last few weeks on and off. I actually quite like it when I'm at home, when I'm recording or creating. It's a really nice space for me, but hopefully it doesn't get too loud on the roof. But anyway, back to my story. In my experience working with beautiful clients who are on their weight loss journey, it's so easy to be reactive. Like, oh, weight went up, something must have been wrong. Or like, oh, I ate that and that wasn't planned. So therefore, the self-sabotage cycle kind of kicks in. I ate one Tim Tam, may as well eat the pack, right? And it's so reactive. Like, oh, I didn't get, my weight went up 100 grams this week, therefore I'm going to throw in the towel. It's so reactive. Okay, so the rain's getting really heavy, but I'm going to proceed anyway. So that's why it's so important for me to teach mindfulness and meditation to my clients, because it is such an important factor, not just in our weight loss journeys, but in life in general. And so today's topic is the healthiest way to lose weight. And it's a question I get asked a lot. Someone actually messaged me through and said, I'd love for you to talk on this topic. What is the healthiest way to lose weight? Now, in my opinion, I feel like this comment is perhaps backwards. So, in fact, we should reframe it as what is the healthiest way to be healthy? Because when it comes to weight loss, and if you've listened to episodes prior to this, you would know, generally, if you change something, something's going to change. So if you change habits that are keeping you in the space that you're in right now, and you change them to align with a healthier version of you, more than likely when most people do this, they will lose a little bit of weight, because as we transition to a higher percentage of foods that are higher in nutrients and lower in calories, they fill us up more, they do more for our body's happy, we have less cravings, and our total caloric intake tends to drop, which can create weight loss. Now, it doesn't mean it's definitely going to happen, but in 9 out of 10 cases, this is the case in those first couple of weeks. So rather than focusing on the healthiest way to lose weight, how can you focus on the healthiest way to be healthier you, a healthier version of you? How can you realign your actions with the future version of you, how you want to think, feel, and live? An exercise that I actually get a lot of my clients to do, and this is actually one of the first modules in the Undiet program, which I'm currently in the process of recording, and I will let you know as soon as it's available. There's a lot of work going into it. One of the first modules actually is about creating your own vision statement, because if you can look forward to the future and look at the future you and how you want to feel, how you want to live, how you want to think, how you want your life to be, then you're only going to get there if your actions now align with that place. Right? And often when it comes to weight loss, we're actually in a punishment state, and punishment is in the past, right? We're punishing ourselves for things that we've done or people that we've been in the past, instead of honoring ourselves for the future. And so if you want to be a healthier you, a happier you, a more energetic you, a more fun you, a more adventurous you, a more confident you, what are things that you can do today that will get you to that place in the future? And what do you want that future to look like? And it's through aligning these processes that we can actually create this path forward. Because if we're just focusing on the weight loss, right, we can do anything. If we're like, okay, 12 weeks, 12-week challenge, I'm going to lose as much weight as I can in that 12 weeks. The things that we do to get to the end of those 12 weeks might not actually make us a healthier person outside of those 12 weeks. I know for me, you know, especially when I was competing, a lot of the things that I did to have the physical body that I had at that place were not things that I can continue to this day, nor would I want to. They were only a means to an end to hop up on stage. Although at the time, I kind of didn't realize that. I was like, this is going to be my life now. Woo! They were totally unsustainable. And so instead of putting your focus into the healthiest way to lose weight, I would love for you to have a think about how you can start aligning your actions today with future you. So you in 5 years from now, how would you want them to think, feel, live, believe, interact with people, do with their time, do for work? And what can you do today that will begin your trajectory in that direction? And as we go over those 5 years, it doesn't mean that it becomes this like rigid plan, right? We test and adjust and we test and adjust. And sometimes we have to adjust the end goal. And we're like, actually, that doesn't align for me anymore. That place that I want to be doesn't really make sense for me right now. So we can change the end goal. And sometimes we need to realign our beliefs and our actions and behaviors today to keep us working towards the end goal, because sometimes we can veer off track. So it doesn't mean having a perfect plan. This is probably very different than what you expected when you clicked play on this episode. And I really, really hope that it is, because it's not about how to lose weight in the quickest, easiest way. It's about how to be the healthiest version of you for life, because that shouldn't be short term. And weight loss goals can tend to be short term. And all of a sudden, when we get closer to the goal, the desire to continue losing weight goes, either because our process has been unsustainable or it didn't actually give us what we thought that it would. So the motivation to keep continuing on isn't there. I've seen this pattern repeat so many times over the years. So what is it that you want to be in the future? Who is it that you want to be, and what would their life look like? Now, a huge part of my vision statement was in how I felt. And again, this is something that if you've listened to me speak before, you would know is very, very important to me, is how I feel with a history of autoimmune conditions, chronic fatigue, Hashimoto's, and that's only naming a few. How I feel is actually the most important factor, because without that, like, who am I? My physical appearance is not going to help me be a better practitioner. My physical appearance isn't going to help me have more knowledge. My physical appearance isn't actually going to make me more confident, much to your dismay. I've been there. I've had that body and I wasn't confident at all. Not in the way that I am now. And it's so interesting. I was actually having a talk to Josh yesterday, my husband, because it's his birthday today when I'm recording this. So go over to his Instagram and wish him a happy birthday. But we were on our way to dinner last night and we were kind of just reflecting, because this is his 6th birthday I've spent with him, and I feel so spent. I can't talk today. And I feel so blessed to have been able to spend that time with him. But we were reflecting over our growth during our time together. And when he first met me, it was not long before I started competing. I had just started my business as a nutritionist. And I was doing a lot of things that really don't align with who I am today. And my body may be, aside from pregnancy, my physical heaviest, but I am my happiest, I am my healthiest, and I am my most confident. And I thought I would find that in a physical body, and I didn't. I found that by going within. And that will be maybe a whole podcast episode for another time, is around how to create self-confidence. I did actually do a little mini masterclass on this topic in Self Honor School, which is a free Facebook group that you can join. It doesn't cost you a cent. It's just a beautiful community where I teach you more about this concept of honor, how to honor yourself. There was actually a really beautiful self-care prompt that went in there today, and pinned to the top of the page is this mini masterclass on self-confidence, and I will be holding mini masterclasses in there every single month. So click on the link in the show notes, head over, join there. But self-confidence didn't come from a physical body for me. Health didn't come from a physical body for me. So what I choose to do with my actions and my habits and my behaviors are 100% focused on how I want to feel, and 0% focused on how I want to look, because I know that my physical body will directly reflect what I think, feel, say, and do. Right? My physical body is a direct representation of my genetics combined with my thoughts, beliefs, habits, and actions over time. So if my thoughts, beliefs, habits, and actions align with the healthiest version of myself, then my physical body will be a direct reflection of those things. Right? I hope that's just blown your mind a little. I really do. And that is the healthiest way to be the healthiest version of you. And you will likely lose weight as you go. One of the only times I actually focus on physical weight with clients is when there's injuries involved. But even then, we are basing the journey around this same concept of who do they want to be, how do they want to feel, and how can we create those really solid foundations of health in their life. And if you're unsure what I mean by solid foundations of health, just go back a couple of episodes, because I did a whole episode on what those foundations of health look like. So that is how you become the healthiest version of you. I really, really hope you enjoyed that. If you do have topic requests or questions you'd like me to not necessarily answer, but crack open when it comes to your health, I'd really, really love for you to shoot me a message through Instagram, either at Health Unravelled Podcast or at the Holistic Health Counsellor. I don't mind how you contact me as long as you do. And I really just want to share with you, I mentioned earlier in the podcast about 2 of my beautiful offerings. One of them is completely free, which is Self Honor School, and I would love nothing more than to have you there. When you join, you do actually get a really cool little freebie, which I will email out to you. And then the Reconnect group membership is the most amazing place. In the Reconnect group membership, we do fortnightly group coaching. And the alternate fortnight, we do the meditation immersions, like I mentioned earlier. And then I actually have weekly recipes that go in there every single Sunday. And everyone is absolutely loving those recipes at the moment. They're my own recipes. They're ones that I have made or frequently make and create, that I have going in there, and everyone is just absolutely loving them. I actually made a new one last week that I'm so excited to give to everyone there. So the links to those are in the show notes as always. Again, if there's anything that you need from me, I am totally available. Just contact me, shoot me a message or an email. And apart from that, I can't wait to see you on the next episode. If you loved this episode, please let me know by leaving me a review or sharing this with your friends. It's so important for me to get this information out to those that need to hear it. So your feedback means the absolute world to me. And also, if you have any topic requests, hit me up with them too.